Ma'am, vanakkam.
Vanakkam.
There are so many things that we would like to ask you, even though we are ignorant in so many ways, but please forgive my ignorance. But music is like an ocean, of course.
I'm ignorant too, as much as you, Priya.
But if you learn music, you have so many problems. If you don't know music, you have even many problems. Like you stand outside and look at the people who can sing, and you always want to, be a part of them for so many other reasons. But there are these lines are being narrowed down, and if I want to learn music, or if I want to know something, or if I even want to sing, there are so many apprehensions. Somebody who's starting midway maybe will have, like, I'm 40 years old, I want to learn music. How can I even dare to want to learn music? Is it even possible? These kind of questions, I think all of us would have gone through. People who've not learnt it, I know, would have gone through in their lives, and they would have made decisions from that. What do you have to tell them?
I wouldn't say that there is any age limit, either down or up, to start music, because I think each one of us has music inside.
It's so nice to hear you say
believe, or we believe, like, my Guruji always says, if you can speak, you can sing. But then there is a but. But all of you cannot, taking it up as a career needs certain amount, there are certain norms and conditions, like, a lot of tick marks. If you want to take it up seriously as a career, but for all the other benefits, just to be able to speak, that's good enough to start singing. And I'm sure 95% of us do sing. Don't you think so?
Yeah.
95% of us do sing. People don't sing what is expected of them. But is that their fault or the pattern's fault? Right, all of us sing, all of us have our likes and dislikes and, obsessions with certain songs and with certain, all these things, and we keep humming, we keep singing, because there's no one to judge. Right, so you literally are in your own world experiencing the bliss of music, isn't it so? But the moment you tell them that you have to learn, ideally there should be a structure, a pattern in which I can help you sing better.
Okay, so to want to know the structure and learn the pattern or be a part of that, do I have to have a certain kind of voice? Like if I listen to somebody sing, then I know I'm not like that. No. So how do I?
See, music is an expression of our soul, ourselves. We all talk. All of us do not have the same voice. All of us get all the things done that we want from our immediate family, your mom, your dad, your husband, your lover, your children, your servant, your your grocer, whatever. With the voice that we have, we do express, explain and communicate all that we want to and get things done. So it's the same.
You sound so magical and you make it so less complicated.
I'm just not being so. I'm telling that all. See, the only thing, there's a lot of unnecessary, I would say, hype or need for inhibition, kind of, intimidating factors which has crept in the music learning, I would say. You have to do that. See, I'm here, I want to, like just you said, you want to sing, and I should be able to sing better. Isn't that why you're coming to me as a teacher? Right. So as a person who has been in music and who has learned from so many things, I should be able to help you, not teach you what I know and what I want to teach you. That's where the farak comes.
Okay, you've nailed it.
Yeah.
Exactly. So at IMA, you look at things
of
like
course.
that.
I would say the greatest contribution or the thing that my Guruji, Dr. T.V. Gopal Krishnan, he has given to the world is that everyone is different, right? And each one of us have has his or her own strengths in terms of voice, in terms of capabilities, and with other instruments and all. You know, someone might be extremely good. Their whole, it's like you know, telling each one is beautiful in their own ways, right? Not everyone is as beautiful as you or as beautiful as Aishwarya Rai. I wish I was like that, but unfortunately I'm not. And
but that doesn't make us any little.
Yeah, and with whatever things that I am endowed with, right, I need to know how to flaunt those, work on the negatives, then become. So the benchmarks of course keeps going higher and higher as you work, and towards getting off the negatives of you and then making it a positive and then flaunt about it.
That sounds so wonderful. You put in so much of confidence into every student or every person who wants to pursue this, who walks into TVJ.
Of course.
They just become a better person when they walk out.
Of course.
So, and you are so, it's so nice. You put it in small capsules where, you know, time is a constraint for all of us these days. And you put it in small capsules like workshop. And you really make it, you know, you make it matter. So just give us a better insight about the workshops kind of, because most of us think like, you know, if I know music to an extent, then I go to some workshop and I hone my skills even more better. So even to go into a workshop, do I need to have 5 years of training or no? What should I do? Should I just stand out and watch that I'm not privileged enough?
That's a nice question, Priya. We do have different kinds of workshops, like workshops for the people who have been in music and who need to know more. Like I'm talking about the professionals where they have problems with their voice. You know, I must mention here that my guru, Dr. TVG, has done an extensive research on voice, and basically Indian voice, worked with lots of doctors from the West, voice therapists and voice coaches from the West, and also Indian coach. I've done a lot of research on Indian texts, which has, which actually we are not aware of, but they have dealt with extensively on human voice. So much research has been done, and he has also come out with a book. So I have had the, I've had the, you know, very good fortune and blessing to be trained under him. So of course I've also had the opportunity to work with great voices like, you know, many popular voices.
And I think
yeah, from the West and Indian thing. So having learned from all that, we do have specific voice oriented workshop, so which is ideally very popular with the reality, the show winners come, or you know, they go to a certain level and they face problems with professionals who have problems with their voices, and they say, I have singing, but suddenly I lose my voice. So all this is also all related to a lot of techniques and stuff. So we do have separate workshops and capsules for them, for sessions wise, dealing with the voice problem. So that's one. And another one is separate voice workshops for teachers. You know, you have been in music like for 10-12 years. I don't think I can, you know, my talent, my structure, like environment, does not allow me to take it up seriously in a career level in terms of a performer, in quotes, you know, give concerts and earn money that way. So, but I want to definitely be in music, so that gives you a very good scope to become a teacher.
Okay, and one more thing, like you learn it some way in the beginning stage. Almost you kind of believe that you're going to remain that way. You can't change it. Once you have a training for, you know, a certain period of years, then it's done. You can't change the imprint. So I think you very beautifully, like a music doctor, you have the capability to change.
Yeah, because everything can change.
So that's one more beautiful
I
thing
think
about
to change, you need to unlearn and learn lots of things. You know that most of the time we have a resistance to unlearn what we have learned. So once we are open to unlearn what we have learned and learn what is right for us, it's not about what is right for us. Again, I underline that it's not right or wrong, but what suits you might not suits me. Right?
So it's like getting to a teacher who knows where to make you look.
There, yes, and what you are endowed with, I have to make you realize what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are. So that's another kind of workshop. And then for adults, you know, who love music, they were always told you don't have a voice, you have a, you know, a rock voice, and then you get a lot of information you think is right in terms of all these technical names like bass, alto, falsetto, and false voice, and lots of these things, you are
Too many
flooded
technical
with it, and
terms.
you don't know where to use what, and some people misguide you, so then you kind of get inhibited, you don't want to go that. So make them aware as to where they stand. And of course, again, I reiterate, everybody can sing. Depending on, probably you will not be able to do a concert,
But it
doesn't
is
matter.
okay.
Yeah, right?
To be
and
okay
you can
with
start with one, go into the next song, and go into the next song, and like that. Then it's for children, it's separate. Give music in the way that they relate to. They have so many unanswered questions, and unless you convince them why something is done, like, I have said that I don't want to go to a music class because they make me practice Sarigama Padanesa, and you don't need to do. At IMA, we do not start with the basic exercises at all, because all of us started speaking even before we knew the alphabets, even before we knew the grammar of a language. Or even any child, if at the age of 8 or 10 they move to another place, in no time they get to learn the other languages. They don't know how to read, how to write.
Pick it up,
So
absorb
I
it.
think that's a way to put in music, make them start experiencing music, then tell them what it's all about, rather than make them intimidate them, say, you have these many things, don't. So at one point they say, oh, I don't want to deal with it, let me just get away, I just sing in my own space.
So you very rightly put it, like it's like our basic right to want to
Of course,
sing and
it's
experience.
everybody's basic right to experience music. Nobody has the right to deny it.
Yeah, I think that's the most wonderful statement that I've ever heard, because
that's the truth, Priya.
no, it's like nee paadriya unakku paatu venuma, we will be judged like that so many times.
And also we have somehow separated the fact that music is so good on a physiological level,
Yeah, actually I wanted to ask you about that. Apart from learning music and as an art form, learning the nuances and either taking it up as a career or being an amateur or just performing, and we just tend to forget about the the divinity or the feminine thing that art forms can bring out from us.
Yeah,
So, tell us
spirituality and
about that.
divinity also is a very much spoken thing about music. But what is, I think we have, like, I've heard a lot of people, I want to have that piece. The spirituality is, of course, a very integral and an intertwined part in music, especially in Indian music, and I think basically much so everywhere. Even if it's a rock song, it's a pop song, there's some kind of a spirituality which gets incited when the frequencies meet. But even more than that, I would say that the best thing that a person should do is to sing than even come to the instruments, because the benefits that you reap on a physiological level that vocal music can give, nothing can match that.
It can tap the yin yang energy, the feminine energy.
The yin yang energy, and also just like how now the whole world has proved, who's working on that, and it's been proved that yoga, the science is one of the best forms of fitness or whatever it is, because, and the essence of yoga, if you could tell me, what is it?
Knowing ourselves, rediscovering ourselves.
On a physiological level?
No, starting from a physical point and then moving.
Yeah, but what is the main aspects? Like, how does it make it? How is it different from other forms of fitness, like say aerobics or Zumba or whatever?
Yeah, I think you have to give the answer.
The breathing.
Okay.
The disciplined breathing is what makes yoga the supreme over all the other things, the pranayama, or the basic and simply put as the disciplined way of inhalation and exhalation, which is called the pranayama. That's the most unique part of yoga, is that the pranayama. The asanas are done in many other places. So, the most integral part of yoga is the disciplined way, the pranayama. So, this ideally, if you have gone to a yoga class, you would say, like, now you will do pranayama, and then you you are consciously doing an exhalation discipline. So you would say 4 inhalation counts and 4 exhalation counts, and then add for 4 inhalation and then all these permutations, combinations. But even without, so something which you do unconsciously or subconsciously makes it even more better. Don't you think so?
Yeah.
See, I mean, you pretend to be nice. Of course, that's a decorum or etiquette, but being genuinely nice is any day better than
without even making an effort.
So say anything which comes as a default thing, it's always better. So, but in music, in vocal music, you start doing the pranayama without even you knowing. For instance, Maaye chitkale jayarame. See, I have inhaled and Maaye chitkale jayarame. My exhalation is happening only then. You understand? So once you start training to sing like a short passage, and then you can control your breath for another 8 bars or whatever it is. So even without your knowledge, you are doing a discipline, inhalation and exhalation, which is extremely beneficial for your own body. So the whole pattern that, why are you going to sing? Why are you going for a music class? Why should you be singing? Everybody should be singing.
Okay.
I think that especially in our culture, in Indian culture, everybody sang, everybody danced.
Yeah, that's the basic
It was
thing
never a performance as per se stage art or whatever it is. Unfortunately, it has been pushed for, I think,
like
many
the story of Nati Shastra. It's
Of course.
created for a better living, and we have all this.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about 3rd century BC and 4th century BC is when everything has been written, and so I think we have pushed it, and it's high time that we all realize, and everybody should start experiencing the bliss of music.
Yeah, like we usually say, the most important thing, the most complicated thing in the universe is something that is the most simple. So you brought down music also to that, to that line, and you made it sound so simple. Like,
because
it's a right
simple
that I want to sing. It's like my right, and what do I experience? Not only the art of performing, the art of enjoying. So,
of course.
You've said it so beautifully. I think anybody watching this would.
Thank you, Priya. Thank you. It was
just
nice.
be by your side and want to experience all the bliss that you're able to shower on them. And thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Priya.